Hello, this is Christy, and in today's episode, I have a great software to show you. It is called Descript. That's what they pronounce it like in their promotional videos. And this is like a collaborative audio editor, video editor. They say it works like a document, but the main features are really it's used for podcasting, for audio editing, and transcribing. That's how it started. And it allows you to transcribe your audio. So if you have a podcast or a radio show or whatever, you can transcribe your audio and you can edit the sound and edit the text. And then also one of the killer features apparently is this thing called Overdub, which allows you to synthesize your voice. So if you make a mistake in your original recording, you can then change the text and the software will synthesize your voice. So obviously there's some AI involved to learn your voice and synthesize your voice to replace those words. So that is quite impressive, and I'm about to test this out, how it works. The free version gives you, I believe, 3 hours of free transcription, and this is what prompted me to do this video is because I have noticed they announced that they are launching a new version, and it includes now screen recording, transcription, and remote recording, and also it has some collaborative features. So what this means is you can now record your screen and edit video. So it will allow you now to edit multi-track video, multi-timeline, I guess, timeline video, and it also does, like, annotations, effects. It's got a screen recorder, and you can create sort of presentations and videos straight into this software, and then backed by this other feature that it is very good at, the transcription and the text editing with the sound editing, removing filler words, or that kind of stuff. It seems to all be built in. So it's very similar to another software I reviewed on my channel earlier this year for Audiate from TechSmith. And although Descript have added video editing and all this stuff, I'm sure it's probably not going to rival things like Premiere anytime soon for video editing. But if the screen recorder and the editing is anything that I'm hoping to be, it's probably going to give TechSmith and Camtasia a little bit of a run for their money. Particularly the fact that Camtasia's audio transcription is really, really bad. And, because it's using the Windows text speech recognizer, speech to text, so it's really not that good. Although you can train it a little bit, it's not going to do much. So the Descript seems to be quite good at that. So I'm going to just run through the features and sort of see what it does, and you can watch and let me know what you think. So if this is your first time on this channel, please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video if you like it. And on my channel I do video editing tutorials, audio editing, graphics, design, all that stuff. So if you find my videos interesting, feel free to subscribe. And now let's move on to Descript. Okay, so I am at the welcome screen here. I've signed in. If you don't have an account, you can create an account and you sign in and then click OK here. So this is the first question I get. How do I plan to use this? Now, of course, video editing is something very new. I haven't used this before. I guess maybe this is like a survey, really. It's not determining how my project is going to be created, I guess. So survey to find out what I'm going to use it for. So of course, this is the announcement that Descript has a screen recorder, so to start and stop recording. If I want to launch this at login, of course, tick the box. Let's continue on this. And now they have a bunch of tutorials here. I'm not going to walk through these. I'm just going to skip these for now. So I have the project here, video editing tutorial, and I believe this is my test project that I did back in January, or is it American date? I think it may be May, but anyway, doesn't matter. So I'm gonna create a new project. You can use Overdub as the pro for the pro version. Overdub is this feature that allows you, like I said, to synthesize your voice. So it's obviously going to have to spend a lot of time sort of learning your voice from your recordings, and then it's going to be able to use AI and synthesize your voice so that it appears like, you know, when you're typing text, it's going to sound like you. So not one of those robot sort of voices. So of course this is a pro feature. So if you sign up for the pro account, you have a 7-day trial, and then that's going to give you that feature to try in that period. But I am at the moment on the free account, so I don't have access to this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a new project. So let's just call this introduction project. Okay, let's call it that. It's asking me where I want to store this, I guess. Christian's drive. So this is my drive. Okay, let's just leave it here. Create the project. And now this is called a composition. So apparently I have 2 hours and 42 minutes of transcription remaining. If I look at the pricing on their website, so let me just pull up the website here. It says here that the free account has 20 screen recordings of 720p, so it's not HD quality. You can record and mix a project, and you have 3 hours of transcription, of course, one time. So yes, this clarifies. So on the free account, you only have 3 hours of transcription, period. If you want to transcribe more, of course, you can move to the creator account type, which, you know, the creator plan gives you 10 hours every month, and then you have $24 to give you 30 hours, which should be really quite enough for anyone serious about podcasting or whatever, I guess, you know. So obviously if you're running a business and making some money from this, it's totally worth this price. Anyway, enough about the price. So I have this here. This is my new project. It's a composition, and it doesn't know who's speaking. So I have my microphone, of course. If I turn it on now and record my voice, my microphone is now busy with me recording this screencast for you. So I don't know if I'll be able to record. So it's possible it's going to record with my other microphone from my webcam. So what I've done, actually, I have saved my introduction of this tutorial. I saved it as an audio file, and I'm going to see if I can import that in here and transcribe it and then play with it. So if I go to this plus sign here, it says add voice recording tracks or more, and I open this and I say I want to add a voice file. So let's see what that is. This is the recording that I've done of the introduction. So I'm going to select this audio file. It is a WAV file, WAV format. Open it. And it is now adding it to my project. And you can see the waveform down here, file added, and then it's not actually doing the transcription right now. It just tells me that the file name is here. This is the format. This is the duration. And on the left here, it says transcribe one file. So it says it's up to 95 accurate. I'm a bit disappointed it only does English, and I know what's involved in voice recognition. You need a lot of training data, and you have to deal with all these accents, regions, languages, all these things. So it's you need a massive volume of audio data just to train the AI model that recognizes speech. So that's why I believe they're just still doing only English, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to try and transcribe this audio file with my introduction. And it says here, transcribe one file, detect speakers, and the format here is automatic or white glove or import a transcript. Now, white glove, I believe it means you're kind of having to you're hiring someone to transcribe for you, which we're not going to do. So I'm just going to do automatic transcription, click transcribe, see what happens. Okay, so it says it's going to be ready in a few minutes. Depending on your audio file, that could take longer or shorter. And you can see the progress bar here. And I believe they are uploading this file to the cloud, maybe, and then analyzing it on the server and then bringing down the transcript. There we go, 100%. It's not even taken so long. This is impressive. It's very fast. And as you can see here, it's recognized punctuation as well. And of course, my name is not spelled like this, but so I suppose I can correct this. And this is the unknown speaker here. If I click on this, it says edit speakers, and I'm going to just put my name in here. I'm going to add my name and I'm going to call it Christy. This is my name. So here we go. I don't want to overdub voice. If you have previously used voices that it's recognized and that it's offering overdub for, you can then select which voice this is. So this is of course me. It's going to recognize me in my speeches here. But as it's learning, I can create a overdub profile here. So you can clone your voice basically to generate audio by typing text. So it says here, I want an overdub voice that sounds like me. So if I click on this, it's going to open this panel here that says, okay, it requires a pro plan. I'm not going to do this right now. I may have to upgrade and then do another tutorial on the overdub. Okay, so I'm going to just click done here. This is me. Okay, done. And now this selects that I'm going to select that it's me here who's saying all of this stuff here. It says media and text deleted. If I double click, it selects that word. So if I play this, Christy, and in today's episode, I have a great software to show you. It is called Descript. That's what they... Okay, so of course that is wrong as well. I said Descript as in Descript, the software name. It's called, you know, it's recognized the script. So you can correct this and then, you know, you just use it and use the backspace. You put the cursor where you want to start editing your text and then you just type the correct word. Now, of course, because I don't have overdub, I cannot actually synthesize my voice to say that word. So it's just going to be a text change, I suppose. Another thing you notice here is it recognizes they're filler words like ums and sounds that people tend to use. And I know I use a lot of these, you know, like this. So you can actually remove these from your transcript automatically. So the way to do that is at the icon on the top here, you can drop down and it says here, remove filler words. Now let's see what that does. Okay, so there you go. It's showing me where they are so that I can, again, this seems to be a filler words upgrade to Pro, which means it's going to start finding also things like, you know, and like, or other word like so. I know I say so a lot in my videos. So if you upgrade to Pro, it's going to then start finding these words that people, you know, tend to use in speech, which are not exactly clever. So when you show all of the filler words that it's found, they show them here on the left, this panel. Then you can move between them using these arrows at the bottom here. So, you know, you go to each one of them and you can see where they are. And for each one of them, like as it is selected here, you can click to delete or ignore. So if I click delete and click apply, so then it's gone. So you can actually remove all of them at once. So if you're happy with them, like, you know, they're highlighted here, you see what they are, and of course you agree that they shouldn't be there, you click this delete operation, you select the operation and then apply to all, and then there you go, they've all gone now. So where they used to be, my text now flows very nicely. Timeline video, and it also does, like, you know, annotations, effects. It's got a screen recorder, and so there's no ums or anywhere in my text or audio right now. This is very nice. When you click on the text somewhere, it moves the bar with the sound and the words on the timeline where you are exactly there. So this is really cool how you can, you know, keep track of where you are. Now it's identifying here that every paragraph is just me, so that's fine. It just recognizes my voice. I have here, this is my transcript. To be honest, it's looking quite nice, very accurate, except for a couple of words that it's read wrong. This is my name here. Obviously, it's not correct. That would be something to remove or change if you're doing the overdub, or, you know, record over it or something like that. So this is a transcript here. You can use that to create a blog post from your article, from your podcast or video or whatever. So of course now I am in media editing mode. As you can see on the top left here, I can't actually type any text. It allows me to work on this timeline here, double click to select a word. You can delete it, whatever you want to do, or you can switch to correcting text. So on the top left here, you click correct text. So now this allows me to correct my text without having to actually sample my voice to create new words or anything like that. I can actually correct now the text where it says here, I have a great software to show you. It is called, okay, it recognized the word wrong, so I deleted it, but now I can type the correct words in there. So my text, my transcription is at least correct. It's not going to say that word. So if I play now,
so that's what they pronounce it like.
Okay, so you can see that it skipped that word.
Software to show you. It is called, that's what they pronounce it like.
Okay, so that word is not pronounced because it didn't do the overdub, but the rest of it is pronounced. So this is how you correct your text. You add new text in here, you correct your phrases. Depends what you want to do. If you want to keep doing the podcast, like, you are editing your audio and your text at the same time, and you want to make the audio, then of course you have to upgrade to the Pro plan so you can have the overdub function. One nice feature of Descript is something that resembles an application launcher. So the key shortcut for that is Command K, or on Windows, Control K. So it brings this launcher here like a text box. You can type stuff in to go to stuff or operations you want to do. So if you see my composition here on the left is called Descript Introduction Audio Only. So if I type intro, it already shows me the name of that composition. So I can jump to it or search for intro in the introduction project. So like the introduction project, or so it finds text or names in your projects or compositions. Now also this gives you a shortcut to things like inserting files from your hard drive, or inserting voice files, audio recordings, tracks, all that stuff. So it gives you a window into all of the operations the software can do. So this is a very nice shortcut to remember. Control K brings the thing up. So if I want to insert some file, insert some animation, whatever, I can do it from here. Usually you just drag stuff onto the window, so this is quite easy to start. You don't really need to know much stuff to get started. You create a project. This is called introduction project in my case, and this is composition. So it's like a composition. It's more like a chapter in your project, or a section of it. Like if you're doing a course or a podcast, many podcast episodes, whatever, you can do various compositions. If I drag a file here, so I'm just going to drag a video file from my hard drive. This is a tutorial that I did a while ago. It's a Camtasia tutorial. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's a video file. I've just dragged it on here and it adds it to my media library, similar to Camtasia's media bin, right? So this is my audio file here that I added before, and now this is my video file here. If I click on play here, it will preview.
Hello, this is Christy. In today's video we will look.
Yeah, so that previews my video down here. If I want to transcribe this, of course I need to add it to a composition. So on my video I have the same option to transcribe the file. So if the file has audio and I want to transcribe it, I just do the transcribe, or I have more options here, and it's very nice. I can actually rename my file, replace it with another file, and also detach the audio, convert it to mono, and normalize it, and so on. So if I want to transcribe it, I'll just do this and transcribe just like the one before. I want to show you the overdub function, which is the synthesizing voices. So because I haven't yet upgraded to the Pro plan, I loaded the demo project. So I'm going to show you this to you now using the demo teaching project that comes with Descript, so you can play with this. Actually, if you see here, this is the second chapter of this tutorial sort of project with many compositions in it. So on the editing basic, there's an overdub section which tells you how to do the overdub, and you go to replace a word, you delete the word, press Command D or Control D, and you type the word you want. So you can play actually in this project, you can play with the overdub function. So I'm going to go here. So this lady, Nancy, if I play this, you're going to hear what she sounds like.
Anyway, go ahead and select the word could, and then press Command D to insert an overdub.
I want to synthesize that using overdub and just say something here. So I'm just going to type a new line. And because, of course, the words I'm typing here don't exist in the original recording, the program is going to have to overdub. It's going to have to synthesize the words that I'm typing with that person's voice. So let's see. I cannot believe this. I am synthesizing voices using Nancy voice as a test. Okay, so this is the text I'm doing. It's blue. It means it needs to overdub. It's not part of the original recording. And you can see in the window down here generating overdub. So it takes a bit of time to generate the voice that I've just requested the text for. So now let's play this.
I cannot believe this. I am synthesizing voices using Nancy voice as a test.
So what I notice is that the synthesized voice is a little bit fast. It's a little bit sped up compared to the original text. When the lady is talking, it's much more relaxed than this one. So if you listen to this.
Anyway, go ahead and select the word could, and then press Command D to insert an overdub.
Yeah, so there's more pauses between the words, but this synthesized, and there's another line at the top here, seems a little rushed.
Feel free to try it on any other spots in the composition. You can also just start typing on a new line to create full sentence.
So because it's so sped up, like, I don't know, I think it's not adding proper pauses between the words because people need to breathe every now and then when they speak. Not just that, but also the words seem to be too close together, and it seems a little bit fast, and also it makes you feel like, yes, indeed, it is a bit of a robot voice. It's artificial, that's the word. So I would say that probably maybe there is an option somewhere, I don't know, about making these words more relaxed, sort of speaking slower. But actually, you don't really want to synthesize entire paragraphs with it. I don't believe that's what it was built for. The overdub function, I think, is for little mistakes. You forgot to say something, you forgot a word, you pronounced a word wrong, or you said something wrong you shouldn't have, or you had an error. You can just delete that word, overdub the right word, and move on with your life. So the software is not meant to completely replace you as a speaker. I don't believe that's what it's for. Before I move on to other features like multi-track editing, I want to show you what you can do when you're done editing your project or composition. If you go to the top right, so I have this text here and I have the audio part. Let's say I've made my edits and I've corrected everything. I've overdubbed and added text and so on. So I'm ready to publish this. Now, there are options for this. You can go to share, the share menu here. So you have three types of sharing in quotes. First of all, you can give access to this project to other people or collaborators or colleagues that need to work on this and maybe give you comments. And you can share this with a link. So they give you this link you can share, or you can invite members of, it says here Christian's Drive. So that's my sort of like my account, my drive, where I put my media and my files and my projects. So this is where I can edit, I can let members of my drive, in quotes, edit, comment, or, make this private just for me. Then you can give people with a link. So you can copy this link and give people access to comment if they just have the link. So they don't even need to log in. Then I can, of course, this is me, the owner of the project, and I can invite some people using their email address and control what permissions I want to give them to my project. So all of the comments they make or suggestions, I will see those in my project here. The second type of sharing is to publish this composition, not the project. Publish this composition or selection as a new page. So this is creates a page on Descript's servers with your project and then gives you a link to it so that you can share the link, and people can go and listen to the audio, read the text, and if you have video, they can watch the video. Now I don't have video, so I cannot actually export this as a video, but I can export it or publish it as an audio. And it's an audio, they say it's an audiogram, which is up to 2 minutes, so it's like a little bit of a 2-minute kind of text and audio thing. So I cannot do this because my current project, my current composition is more than 2 minutes. I really don't see the point of this, to be honest, but let's move on there. So I'm exporting the whole thing and audio only, and it's showing me a preview here of pretty much like it's going to look. It's going to have the title and the text, and then you can play the audio. I can allow people to comment on this, so obviously this is going to be public. So if I do this, let's click publish. It's been uploaded to their server, and it says here the audio is published, and this is the link, and then I can open this in my browser. So this is what it looks like in the browser, and this is the play button, obviously, this title. People can download this or copy the link or embed this onto another page. So really this looks like a podcast, really. So you can create a podcast with a transcript. See the transcript right here. This is my paragraphs, the edited text. This is the speaker name, of course, and I can play this.
Hello, this is Christy, and in today's episode...
So you can see it's actually showing you, it's following the text. And at the bottom here, you see the play controls. You can send, seek, forward, backwards, whatever. You see the progress, and of course you have shortcuts here, so whatever. So this is like a publication, 2 minutes, audio and text. Honestly, if you're doing a podcast, it's obviously going to be longer than 2 minutes, and I don't think this is the reason, this is the purpose for this kind of audiogram publication on Descript's servers. Maybe this is just like a preview feature so you can send to people and then, say something. I don't know. Anyway, moving on to the other share function. So I go to share again and go to the third tab. Now this is where you want to export. You can export your file. So again, I just have text here. I have audio. I don't have video yet, so I can export as text or subtitles or audio. So whatever I have, I can export. So if I choose export as text, for example, I can share it, format this as a Word document or a rich text format. And then I can choose to include timestamps or paragraph breaks, speaker labels, markers, all that stuff. And then when I'm ready, I can just click export, and it's going to ask me to save the file somewhere on disk, and I can then open the file in my Word editor right here in Word. So let's see what it looks like. So there you have it. This is my project, my transcript. It's obviously showing my timestamps here, and it's just text. There is no audio because, of course, I didn't ask it to export the audio. So again, if you click share to export, you can export as subtitles. So this is good if you're transcribing a video and you want to upload subtitles to your video, or use captions, or you upload it to YouTube or whatever. And this exports your edited audio. So that includes the audio that you have edited, deleted all of those filler words. You may have overdubbed something, maybe made corrections. This is the final audio that you have edited in your composition. You can export that as an audio file, and the format is, of course, lossless, WAV, or MP3 or M4A. So these are the formats available. You can export the composition, the current composition. And if you want, if you have the Pro version, it allows you to export markers, line breaks, or all the compositions. So you can use this in more in other software, I guess. So you can normalize the volume and some audio settings here. This is going to be generated from, it says here, will be generated from optimized versions of your original media. So if you want to use the original files, you can download them from the project settings. This is the sort of the export function. Now let's move on to the next chapter, next part, next feature, which is the multi-track editing. So what I wanted to show you was, you can see that my composition here at the moment just has text, and across the bottom here, this is the audio track. If I rotate my mouse wheel, I can zoom in or out. So the new addition to this software, which, you know, they're making a big deal out of it, is the fact that you can do multi-track editing and video editing as well. So you can see that the timeline can be resized, and now I just have this track with the audio and the text on it, but I can add video. So I'm going to go to my media library on the top here, and you remember I dragged this video onto my media library. What I can do is I can drag this video into my composition. Everything is treated as a script of text, you know, text script. So anything you put in here, you know, if you drag a video file to your composition, you will essentially drag it somewhere in the text, and that will mean that is the point where that video track starts playing. So let me just drag this in here. So obviously it highlights the track, so it's showing me that I'm creating a new track here, but also I can position my cursor in where in the text, and obviously where the audio for that text starts. This is where I'm dropping my audio video file, and that's where it's going to start playing. So if I just drop it here before the word so, or I can add it to the script track, and or I can press down the Alt key to create a new track. So I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna release it here. Okay, so as you can see, it's broken my text, my audio, and put the video in. I don't want to do this, so I'm gonna undo now, drag again, and put it on the timeline here. So that allows me to move this left and right, similar to Adobe Premiere, similar to Camtasia. You can drag these things around, and you know, you can do stuff with them. So at the point when this starts, you can see the video playing. You can have this window, you see the video window here showing up. If I'm playing this now,
Audio editor, video editor, they say it works like a document, but the main features are...
So you can now, of course, it's a big mess because you can hear two audio tracks, one from my video and one from my initial text. So what you can do is you can detach the audio from one of the tracks, or if it's like a soundtrack maybe with music, you can change the volume. So one of the things here is the inspector. So if you look in the top right, you have this track inspector thing panel. If you click on this, it's going to show you like some properties, very similar to Camtasia, for example, where you click something on your timeline and then you have the inspector on the right that allows you to change properties for that element that you've clicked on. So if I click on my video track, I can change properties of this track in my timeline. For example, I can change the volume, turn it down, change the opacity, so you see it's fading out. I can change the scale, I can resize this, I can position it, just click on to drag it. You can see some of the things work also by mouse. So this is really very similar to something like Camtasia. So if you have video editing, you're recording your screen, you're kind of moving around, and they can be animated. So there's a cue, I believe something like keyframe maybe. So if I scale this to 100% and I position it here maybe around that, so you can see you can move it around here. If you add a cue, you can do a zoom and pan, kitchen sink, I don't know what that is, dissolve or fade. So you can add these effects. The cue will be maybe dissolve the video. There you go. So now when you get to that point, the video is going to zoom out. So quite simple animations you can apply using this inspector thing. What I'm going to do is just change the volume, and I'm going to actually remove this cue because I don't want to fade it out. So now I am playing my audio and you can see my text, and when it reaches this video, it's not playing the audio anymore.
They say it works like a document, but the main features are really it's used for podcasting.
Okay, so there you go. The video is playing. There's no more sound. So this is how you do it. So if you want to add more other tracks or animations, and you can add some effects like to this video track. You can add an effect, compress, equalize. These are audio effects. This is the panel where you do it. Now I would like to show you the screen recording. So this is, I hope it works because I'm capturing my screen with Camtasia already. So I don't know if that's going to behave nicely with Descript, but let's give it a shot. So if you go to File, New Screen Recording, so I'm still in my project, in my composition, I want to record a portion of the screen and also talk over it like I'm demonstrating something to someone. So I want to see if this will record the screen and my audio. So let's see what happens. So new screen recording. If I go to the file menu, or I could press Ctrl+Shift+2 to record my screen. Here we go. So now the screen has changed. It's kind of highlighted gray, and it says to drag to record part of the screen, or I press space to record the full screen. Now I'm not going to record my full screen. I'm just going to select a portion of the screen to record. So I'm just going to drag from here and define a region like this to record it and release. So now this region is highlighted, and my task, my bar, my notification in Windows shows that I need to press the stop icon. There's a new button in my taskbar that is looking like a red stop button. So when I'm done recording, I need to press that button. Well, I'm done recording now, so I'm going to press it now. And after a few seconds, actually Descript copies a link to my clipboard that takes me to my recording. It doesn't insert the recording in my document yet. So you don't see this because it's off screen, but it's a button in my notification that says the link has been copied. I'm going to click that link, and it opens a browser window with a link here in the browser that says share.descript.com. It's processing my video, which I believe is a video of the region I've recorded, and it also seems to be doing a transcript automatically for my recording. So I'm going to wait for a little bit until this processing stops and finishes so that I can see what it does, what it's captured. Here we are. So it's finished processing my screen capture. You can see the piece of screen that I defined with the text on it, but also the transcript is down here. So I'm going to try and play this video, see what happens.
So now this region is highlighted, and my task, my bar, my notification in Windows shows that I need to press the stop.
You get the picture. It's captured that region and uploaded that piece of video to their server, and also transcribed it. So people can download this. If you send someone this link, they can view it apparently. So I'm not signed in, so all this recording is public. If you know this link, people can download it, link to it, embed it somewhere, play the video that I just recorded, and read my transcript. So this is really nice, really nice. I love this because it's effortless. If you need to demonstrate something to someone, instead of sending him an email and writing it and pasting all of these like screenshots and pictures in your email, if you want to quickly demonstrate something to someone and you want to do it very quickly so they know, they get the point, this is fantastic because you can just record your screen showing them the stuff, send them the link, and they are on their way. I'm not actually sure how long these are here. It does say the date when they were created, but it doesn't say here whether they will expire or not. Let's try something else. So this link, apparently it's been copied into my clipboard. So let me see what happens if I go back into my project and try to insert that link in here. So I'm going to just scroll down somewhere in my project, put a new paragraph in, and I'm just going to Control V to paste. So there you go. This is the transcript of my screen recording. It doesn't actually put the video of the screen that I recorded, I believe. So if I play this,
and now this region is highlighted, and
so the recording of and the sound has been inserted and has been merged with my initial sound. Just a few more things. If you are editing the media or text, you type in here and add a new paragraph. there is this command shown, Control-Shift-K for commands, or just start typing. I could start typing text, but I could also insert some stuff. So let's press Control-Shift-K. And of course, this window pops up that I showed you before, and you can choose to add various things. Now, if you scroll down here, you will see that you can add titles, fancy captions, whatever that means, rectangles, ellipses, arrows, cues. So let's try adding a title, for example. Click on this. So there you go. There is a title here showing on top of the video. I can double click on this. Okay, I added a title. Obviously, in the inspector on the right, just like I said, you can change the properties of this element, and you can also see the fact that it starts here in the text. So if I zoom out, you see the title starts sort of before this this paragraph here. So if I play it, you will see it showing up on the video at the appropriate time.
And what this means is,
and the duration is, of course, changeable, so I can drag this to make this title longer or shorter. I can fade it in and out, like by dragging these handles here. You notice the taper here. Of course, that is like it's a different track. The title is on a different track. If I want to add something else, just go to the start, click here, Control-Shift-K, add something else. Let's try see what an ellipse looks like. There you go. That starts at the same point as my title.
and what
You see my title fading in because I've tapered the edges, and my ellipse is now on here. I can click to resize it. So I agree, this is not like full featured in terms of editing shapes and annotations like you do in Camtasia, but you can still sort of use these to highlight certain things, animate some sections, show some things, emphasize some stuff. I'm sure they will probably develop this further as they improve it and they add more features to it. But this is already a big step forward. If you're someone who's really not too picky about creating fancy transition, fancy animations, fancy video editing, but you still want to use the amazing transcription features, text editing, audio editing, overdubbing, all of those things. And I believe it's not aiming, Descript doesn't aim to be a replacement for a real video editing software, but it certainly seems to excel at the part where you analyze your text, you transcribe it, you edit it, and then you probably export it back for your project, for your video. I hope this introduction has helped shed some light and show you sort of how this software works. And I'm sure there's tons of stuff here that I haven't even covered. I am just discovering it myself, but I was really impressed when I found this software in the spring, and I wanted to do a video about it, but now because I've seen they added this screen capture and video editing and effects and things extra, I really wanted to do a video about it. So I do hope it helps give you a bit of an overview of what is capable to do. And let me know in the comments if you find this video useful, or if you have any questions, or let me know your thoughts. What do you think of this? Is this something you might think of using? Does it seem overpriced to you? Obviously, if you're gonna sign up for the entire year, apparently you get 20% discount if you buy it for a whole year, or $30 a month for the Pro version that gives you all of these cool advanced features if you charge it by month. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos. And I'm probably going to try and do a series of videos on Descript, just showing every feature in detail, how to use it, how to work with it, how to integrate it with other things. So thanks for watching again. See you next time.